Hi friends, this is Josh. Storm last night, lots of debris all around the lake this morning, and it's still humid and just starting to clear up now. But I had a lovely walk, a little time with myself, a lot of that lately. I saw a movie this week, I'm seeing Kinds of Kindness tonight, so I'm excited about that. Greek weirdness in my life. But I saw the movie Thelma the other day, a couple days ago now, and I had a delightful time with that movie, and I want to tell you about it. This is a movie where, it's got a cute premise. It's about a grandma in her 90s who gets scammed and decides to get the money back. And that could be like, an 80 for Brady or a book club or some kind of like wacky comedy. But what we get instead is a very thoughtful and clever indie comedy starring June Squibb. Sorry. These are the first words that I'm formulating. I didn't realize I haven't spoken yet today. And I hit record, and these are my first words. June Squibb, who, well known for some roles, when she was younger, too. She's a character actor, best known probably for the movies of Alexander Payne, about Schmidt and Nebraska. I believe she was an Oscar winner. And this is a very different kind of action comedy. It's listed as an action movie when you buy the ticket on in the AMC app, and I'm not sure about that. There's some very clever and interesting tension and action in the movie, but for the most part, it's a comedy. And it's a fantastic cast. June Squibb, Richard Roundtree in his final role, R.I.P. Parker Posey and Clark Gregg are her daughter and her husband and their kid. Their son, her grandson Danny, is played by Fred Heckinger, who you'd recognize as well, probably, if you see a lot of movies. And this is a first-time feature from a writer-director named Josh Margolin. Damn it. First words. Margolis, I believe, or Margolis, I think is the name. Or maybe it's Margolin. I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to commit to that. I've been really enjoying, by the way, just shooting these out raw and posting them for my patrons, and sometimes they also make it to YouTube. And I thank you. I have to thank my patrons, and to a lesser degree, the YouTube. I get some pedantry on YouTube, but for the most part, people who watch my videos are not super pedantic in correcting the lame things I say. So thank you. I appreciate that. We all know what I'm getting at, and it's very easy to look up the correct answers, which I usually do. I just was on IMDb on my walk preparing for this, but it's cut me a break. I still owe you guys a video about how my life is dismantling around me. Anyway, this movie is very impressive from a first-time filmmaker. Apparently, dedicated to and inspired by his real-life grandma Thelma, who is alive and more than 100 years old, apparently. There's some footage of her at the end of the movie. I don't believe this is a story that actually happened to her. I think it's just a tribute to her character. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, this is an old woman who lives alone, misses her Teddy, misses her late husband, gets scammed on the phone by someone pretending to be her grandson, and then another man pretending to be a lawyer, and she sends them all of her money. And her family, basically, their takeaway is, well, maybe it's time for her not to live alone anymore. And she's proud and she's upset and she wants to get it back, and she decides to take matters into her own hands because no one will listen to her. And it's kind of like, it dances that line that a lot of indie comedies do between being grounded and realistic, not like those 80 for Brady wacky old people comedies, but also being a little bit whimsical and a little bit contrived because it is a movie and it's very entertaining. And what I think this movie does best, there's two things. One is that it's because it's an indie comedy and it's a tribute to a real person, and it's not insulting the audience and their intelligence. It's thoughtful, and it takes the time to actually ruminate about age and mortality and the way that old people often are invisible. We treat them as such, and how, an old person is still a person, still a human being. And in fact, they're the sum of a life of experience. And they have, all these are cliches, but they're true, and they are pertinent to all of us. and we like to not think about it. I'm approaching 50. I'm going to turn 49 this year, so mortality is right there winking at me. I'd love to think that I'm halfway there. I'm probably more than halfway there, and so maybe that, and some of the bittersweet things going on in my experience lately really primed me to be affected by a movie like this. But also, it's a lot of fun. The other thing that it does that's really clever is that it's not contriving huge action sequences. She's not hanging on to the outside of a train or jumping out of a plane. She she has to use a computer by herself, or she has to ambulate across an area. She has to walk somewhere. But if she falls down, since she's doing this rogue, and her family's not there to help her, she doesn't want her family's help because they don't respect her enough. She's on her own, and everything is extra dangerous. So things that are simple for you and me become action sequences for Thelma, and that's exciting. And of course, a lot of it comes down to June Squibb, and she's just a amazing actor and lovable personality. And this movie, it just works. I think this movie is going to launch a career of the filmmaker, and hopefully maybe it'll inspire a new genre. Maybe more aging actors will get to do things other than being rapping grannies or being in ironically gross or whatever. I don't know. Maybe this will be the dawn of a new opportunity, and maybe it'll just make us a little bit wiser and more empathetic when it comes to our aging family members and neighbors and friends. So anyway, I'm a little bit sentimental this morning, I guess. Thelma is a great time, a lot of fun, and I heartily recommend it. And I guess that's it. I'll be back with more soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you to those who watch and comment on YouTube, especially to those on Patreon. Some of you have been with me for a very long time, and I do appreciate it. It is a lot of fun getting to do this. I'm glad that I've kind of hit a groove with, taking something that I do anyway, go to the movies, and turn it into an outlet. So I am thinking about some more maybe commentaries that I can do, not movie commentaries, but topics I can talk about other than just reviews, things that I can broach here on the channel. And I don't know, I'm always torn on the idea of getting more personal in these videos because nobody wants to see that. I watch YouTube for fun and for to pursue my interests, but there are some creators that I've come to care about, and you go on certain journeys with them. So who knows where we're going to go next, but I thank you for your time and your presence, and I will talk to you again very soon. Have a great day. Josh out.